Monday, September 22nd. This is a regular meeting of the Glendora Unified School District Board of Education. We have just come out from closed session. We have no reportable action, so we will reconvene at 6:11. Let me get right down here. And our first item of business will be a roll call.
Trustee Garcia,
Present.
Clerk Cam,
Present.
Member Munoz,
Present.
President Clifford.
Present.
Please note that Vice President Lopez is absent.
Thank you. If you would all rise and put your right hand over your heart and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda, please?
A motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposition? Okay. That brings us to public comment for the night. I have 3 cards. I have Sophia, I have Lene, and I have Wendy, in that order. When you come up tonight for public comment, you have 3 minutes to make your comments. Make sure your comments are in line with the scope of work and the scope that the board has within our scope and the subject matter. So if you're going to come up tonight and talk about Mrs. Clifford, you need to talk to Mrs. Clifford personally. But if you want to come up and ask the board a question about something with the district, that's fine. But I'm not going to accept any disrupting or anything like that, because anything about anybody who isn't here or anything that's not on the agenda is not within the scope of what we're doing tonight. But I do have 3 cards.
Clifford, I'm pretty certain that they can speak on anything on or off the agenda.
No, that's not the case, and I'll refer to to that. We're letting them speak, but I'm just saying that the presiding officer has the ability to make the decision whether or not it's within the scope and subject of this board's matter. Okay? So the first speaker tonight will be Sophia. Come on up. Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, board members. My name is Sofia Bugarin. I'm a senior at Glendora High School, president of Latinos Unidos, and a first-generation Mexican-American. I want to speak and share my concerns about a recent comment that has been shared around school grounds and the community, involving a high-ranking member's spouse. The spouse replied to a student-ran account saying, "Keep coming, ICE." As a student at Glendora High School, I feel very unsafe with remarks like these. I worry that they could influence her husband's decision with allowing ICE onto school grounds. Students my age already come to school fearing what is happening because of things that are happening in this world. Now we have to fear things like these harmful, impactful comments. It's comments like these that force the students in our district to go into silence when they face discrimination, students like myself. The day after the 2024 election, I decided to wear my Mexico jersey to school. Multiple students came up to me and told me, "I hope you know your parents are getting deported." I didn't want to report this because I was scared. I was scared that the matter wouldn't be taken seriously, and I was scared to get backlash from my peers. It was my teacher, Mr. Stevens, who ended up reporting the incident after he saw me crying. After this, I filled out a statement and I was sent back to our former dean. My solution was to host an event that could talk about these comments and how they're harmful to people. And I was told no, because the subject is too touchy. This isn't the only incident that I've experienced at the school. It was 3rd period. I was writing my essay, the class was silent, when a student decided to get a green folder out of his backpack, slam it on my desk, and say, "There's your green card." Multiple students overheard this, but at Glendora High School, it's common knowledge that when issues like these happen, nothing gets reported, nothing is said. When our own school board allows hateful comments to surface the internet, like the ones that were made last week, they allow our faculty to continue to dismiss situations like my own, allowing students to feel unsafe in situations like this. by continuing to allow board members whose families are just straight up for hate with the Latino community that make up 50% of our school district. You are discriminating against 50% of our district, the district that you are supposed to protect, the district that you are in charge of. Members like this cannot hold such an important position of power in our community. It leaves students at risk, it leaves students at fear. I am in fear. Thank you for your time.
Lene? And Lene, when you're done speaking, could you fill out the rest of the speaker card for us,
Yeah,
please? Thank you.
Of course, sorry. My name is Lene Williams, and I'm a resident of Glendora. I have 4 kids who are all going through the Glendora School District, and I've been a substitute in the school district for many years in all of the schools, and I've always felt great pride in being from a city and school district that was small and worked hard for our students. I know many of the teachers personally at many of the school sites and have built relationships with many of the students over the years. Glendora is home to so many teachers who care so much for these students and is home to students who work so hard. So it took me by great surprise when I saw a hateful comment on social media by the wife of our school board president. This comment creates a feeling of hatred and division in our small community. It not only hurts the children in our schools, but it creates a community that looks at their neighbors with suspicion and anger. We do not ask students and families for their legal status when they enroll in schools because we treat all students equally. But when members of the community and families of the school board make these comments, it has created a community where we judge and label and tell the children of Glendora that it is okay to judge and label and look down on those who are not like you. I was shocked and hurt that the family members of those who are supposed to be on this board to fight for our students would hold such angry views about the amazing and hardworking families in our communities. It makes me doubt if our school board has the best interest of all of our students at heart. We need to do better, Glendora.
Thank you. And Wendy Jarvie. Wendy, come on up, thank you.
Good evening, I'm Wendy Jarvie. I wanted to make you aware of a great opportunity for an academic challenge that a local private school recently participated in, and it's open to all middle schools. It's called the Great History Challenge. 4 kids from Glendora went on to the finals, were qualified for the finals this past summer. And I think it would be great for all of Glendora Unified to be participating in this Great History Challenge. It starts off with the middle school teachers administering an online quiz, and the qualifiers that advance go to a regionals that's in person, and from there, whoever advances to the nationals. This past summer, it was in Florida. They rotate around where it's held, but the winner of the competition gets a trip to Washington, D.C. And I think Glendora Unified students are brilliant, so I think they would do well in this kind of challenge. So I would encourage the middle school teachers, history teachers, to enroll for this project, this academic competition. It's greathistorychallenge.com, and you can RSVP online for your school. And while I'm here, I also got a flyer in the mail about 9/11 history. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is offering free resources, so teachers can share with the students, and I think that would be a good thing to do every year on 9/11. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you. That closes the public comment, and we'll bring it back to the oral reports. And our first report is from our student board member, Rosa Ramos. This is your first report, so go right ahead. Thank you.
La Fecha Elementary. Our PTA Fall Fundraiser, the Readathon, is off to a great start. Continues through the end of September. Sorry, thank you. Metro held an all-school assembly to raise awareness about the new train in our city and the wonderful places families can go on the Metro. Last Friday, we hosted a family fun literacy night, and it was a great time for families to come together. Wellness Week was a success. Our school was decorated with yellow ribbons, and classes enjoyed daily activities to support student wellness. Tomorrow, we are celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month with a folklore dancers coming to lunch tomorrow. Sellers Elementary. Our first Community Friday was a huge success. On the last Friday of every month, we are letting parents walk their students to campus and participate in the flag salute, a recognition of our character trait winners of the month. We are excited to welcome our families on campus for this event each month. We held an all-school pledge on 9/11, and we had a great turnout of scouts to help lead the ceremony. Chess Club has begun, and our students are excited and eager to learn to play chess with one another. We are starting to see many students want to play with a giant chess set on the playground at recess. Our garden parents held a meeting this past week, and we had more volunteers than we had in the past years. Our garden is going to be blooming and growing all year long. Wellness Week was a hit with our students, learning about all the ways in which we can practice being good to ourselves and practice good mental health and self-awareness. We raffled off 4 baskets at the end of the week, donated by our PTA. Goddard Middle School. Club Rush was last week. Each club had a table for each student to sign up. Hispanic Heritage Month began this week with a mariachi performance on September 16th at both lunches. The students and staff had a lot of fun. The Homework Club is averaging over 100 students per day. Wickham High School. Wickham is starting the 4th week of using Yonder pouches, and teachers are reporting more engagement and participation in class. We also have noticed a decrease in disciplinary issues since the starting of using Yonder. We are looking forward to a year of distraction-free learning. Our athletic season has started off at Wickham, and Wickham won their first football game against North Park. We will be hosting a game against Sharpell this week. Wickham has 5 new clubs on campus: Art Club, NAMI Club, Leadership, Book Club, Treat Club, and Tough Love Boot Camp. Most clubs meet at lunch. Wellness Week was a success and included activities as posting positive reasons to live on a large poster board, making soothing slime, and acts of kindness. Thank you to the PTSA for supporting prizes for students who participated. Thank you.
That was very nice. Any questions for Rosa? Thank you, Rosa. We'll bring it back to the board for comments to the members of the Board of Education. We'll start to my left tonight, and that will be Trustee Garcia.
I do have a couple of things. First, happy Hispanic Heritage Month. It's a great time to learn more about your heritage, a good time to stand up for your heritage. I'm very proud of those that have and continue to stand up for what they believe in and speak up for what they believe in. So thank you to those who showed up today. I'll come back to that, but I did want to mention Spaghetti Eddies really quick, just to lighten it for a second. Spaghetti Eddies celebrated their 40th anniversary, and I was there to support Dr. Osborne in his spaghetti eating contest, but also because the Glendora Education Foundation was going to be receiving a check from a fundraiser they did recently, and it is the greatest dollar amount that has been received by Glendora Education Foundation from a give back, meaning you go shop and you get a percentage back. And the Spaghetti Eddies gave back $6,505, which is a huge amount, and yes. And that's important because that's just, I believe it was 15% of what the community spent, which is telling me that our community, if the food is good, you're going to support, which I appreciate. That's the key, that if we send you to a good restaurant, you're willing to go and support our schools. And as you all know, and if you don't, Glendora Education Foundation is doing great things for our district to support our students in the STEAM areas. And so I want to thank the community for showing up that day. Apparently they ran out of marinara sauce. I mean, That's impressive. So I was happy to be there to support the foundation and, of course, Dr. Osborne. So thank you again to the community for always showing up. Now, I am going to respond to many, many messages that I received over the weekend. This weekend, I dropped off my baby girl at UC San Diego, so that was hard. But in the midst of that all, I was getting messages and DMs and text messages from community members who were very concerned about this social media comment that they saw. I, too, was upset. It was concerning for me as well. And although I can't speak for Mrs. Clifford or Mr. Clifford, I just want to reach out to our community and let you know that as a district, from what I see and how I serve, we are here to protect you, okay? We have policies in place to protect you. We have new legislation, AB 49 and SB 98, that is there to protect you and support. Today I attended online a roundtable with Congressman Gil Cisneros, and he did a roundtable and provided a multitude of resources. It was a conversation for trustees and superintendents in the area. It was a conversation about knowing your rights. And so there is plenty of resources available. And if you need them, please reach out to me. My email, my Instagram, I am an open book. I am here to support you. I don't ever want our students and their families to think that they are not supported by this board. One person's comment does not indicate that this district does not want you here or does not support you. Okay, I really wholeheartedly want you to understand that. I understand your fear. I understand your concerns. I'm Mexican-American myself, first generation Mexican-American. My mother was an immigrant. She came here illegally. She's an American citizen now, but nonetheless, I know the struggle. I know the story. And when I see students come up here and share their experience of experiencing racism in our district, it hurts. It hurts. But I do want you to know that we are listening and we want to do better, but we need to do better. We need to listen to these stories, but more importantly, I want you to tell them more, because I've heard them personally. You've reached out to me, you've sent me emails and messages, and you've said, in confidence, I want to tell you this. So I'm holding a lot of your stories. But I do need you to be brave. I need you to tell your administrators. I need you to document them. Because if you don't speak up for yourself, for your neighbor, then we don't have enough collected stories to say, hey, we need change, right? We need to have those documented stories so they don't tell us that we're lying. So they don't say that's not happening, that's just one student. I need you to be brave and tell your story so that we can do something. Okay? I know you can find someone at every single campus that is willing to listen to you and hold that story for you as well. I am here to continue to hold those stories for you. So I'm sorry that that message went out. I'm sorry that hate and racism exist in this country. It does. It's unfortunate. It's part of our plight. And it's what's going to continue to make us stronger. So please, stay involved, keep telling your story, keep showing up for each other, and thank you for being here tonight.
Dr. Cam?
Thank you very much for everybody who's come tonight. We really appreciate all of the perspectives and all of the ideas in the room. I think, Sophia, I have to say I really appreciate you sharing your perspective, and I am sorry, I want to apologize that somebody told you it was too touchy to talk about on campus. I think the events of the last couple of weeks have taught us that trying to silence anybody is not appropriate in any stretch of the imagination, and it never really seems to have the intended effect. So, but yes, I agree with Ms. Garcia that all of you should feel welcomed in this community. Especially our students. We're here, we've got enough on our plates to worry about between all of the things that we're asking you to do academically and extracurricularly. So, you know, please do report to your administrators if there's ever a time when something like that happens. And I will say, I appreciate that it is Hispanic Heritage Month, but for anybody else who may feel that way, Being a Middle Eastern gentleman when 9/11 happened was not very comfortable. So I will tell you all that it's not for one ethnic group or another. So please, if anybody feels like they're uncomfortable, we're always here to listen. This board is all here to listen. Knowing all of these people, I know that these are all good people. And I know that our administrators are great and executive cabinet, and our site administrators are great, and your teachers are great. So find somebody who is a listening ear, and they're happy to hear from you. I will say that I really am excited about NAMI starting up at Whitcomb. That's great news for somebody who is excited about mental health. I think that's really important. Yellow Ribbon Week seemed to have gone off really well, and I spent a lot of time talking with our Glendora Teacher of the Year, Mr. Love, at the Teacher of the Year ceremony about how wonderful the Yonder Bags have been. So that's really exciting to hear about. I was fortunate enough to get to go to the Teacher of the Year celebration and see some incredible minds from across all of Los Angeles County. People who are doing really exciting things and really have a deep, deep understanding and passion for these students. And it was great and kind of inspiring to be in the room with all of them, which was super cool. So with that, I will say that I'm excited for what this upcoming few weeks has for us. And I appreciate you all, and I think that's it for me.
Thank you. I'll just keep this brief. Me being Hispanic, I'm happy that it's Hispanic Heritage Month as well. I appreciate the two speakers, Sophia and Laura, for coming up here making your statements. Just want to assure you, Sophia, and all the students out there and parents listening, this board and the executive cabinet, I'm very confident with everyone up here. The policies in place are there to protect you, so do not be fearful. Because one thing in this world, especially social media, the news, likes to scare people. Don't get scared. Me as an attorney, I see fear every day. You have to overcome that. So I appreciate you coming up here and just making your comment. As far as bullying, we don't tolerate bullying. So please, students, if there's any bullying with racists, let your teachers know. Absolutely, we don't want that here. And this administrative executive cabinet will take action towards it because we don't tolerate that in our community. We want everyone to be supportive, loved, and given all the academic opportunities for each and every one of you to be successful. So that's what we care about. But other than that, that's all my comments. Yeah.
Well, before I get into the serious stuff, I have one question. Dr. Osborne, who won their spaghetti eating contest today? You did. Okay, I just wanted to check on that. Lots of stuff happening. I do want to comment to the students, and thank you for coming tonight to speak. We accept that, and I think it's really important for you to feel safe. I do take exception to the fact that nobody in the Clifford family, nobody on this board, said anything negative to any Glendora Unified School District student or anything. It didn't happen. Realistically, didn't happen. My wife made a comment, which is she's entitled to do. We're a law enforcement family, so if it surprises you that I support law enforcement, that shouldn't surprise you, okay? And I'm just telling you that she made a comment on something outside of Glendora, which she's entitled to do. And I think everyone here is entitled to their opinion. And there was an incident in Covina. She made a comment. She said 3 words, keep ICE coming. She's entitled to do that. She didn't harm any Glendora Unified School District person by saying that. She didn't do anything of the kind. What bothers me the most is that there's a group that is represented called Glendora Forward. And I have friends on that group. And they were so upset by what happened, including a trustee sitting next to me, that nobody could pick up the phone and say, hey, Gary or Linda, we have an issue. We want to talk about this issue. We want to confront it and talk about it. But there are a lot of keyboard warriors that got a hold of me saying, and I appreciate the people that came tonight, and that touches me, and I'm glad that you came. But I don't see the tether or the link from anything that happened from the Clifford family to make you unsafe. I protect you students with all of my might. I was a school resource officer. I was on campus protecting students. I protect you. My family's in law enforcement. My son is in law enforcement. He's present here tonight. We protect you students. At no time were you ever not protected. And at no time does the Clifford family not support you. But it is curious that this group, which I have friends on, neighbors on, I find it very curious that everybody was talking to each other about what a horrible person my beautiful wife of 40 years, more than 40 years is. And she made one comment, and I'm gonna tell you that if you put a post up saying, oh, there's potential ICE activity in Covina, and we're looking for people to come and stand on the corner and alert us if ICE is here so we could warn people, that some law enforcement people might have an issue with that. And it's okay to say, hey, I have an issue with that. But that's not tethered to anything else outside of that. Honestly, I don't think it's within the scope and the subject of what this board does. This board keeps you safe. And I see a lot of grimaces in the audience. You're entitled to that, but this board keeps you safe. This board follows the law, and we follow the law enforcement, and we protect you students. And there hasn't been one incident at our schools related to this, and I've investigated every one of them. There has not been one. So the thing, again, that I find the most curious in this environment where we've been in Glendora forever, and I've been your mayor, and I've been your city council member, and I've supported you guys for years. I teach students. I teach on campus. I can substitute for you, and we have great times. Not one person, including Trustee Garcia, or including my friends in the audience that claim to want to work with me, picked up the phone and said, oh, Gary, we're troubled by this. We want to talk through this issue with you. But they put out alerts. Oh, come to the meeting and talk about Mrs. Clifford because she did this hateful thing. Well, I'm sorry to say that I don't think she did a hateful thing. She's my wife. I support her. She's in the we're all in the law enforcement business, and she was supporting her cause, and I applaud that. She didn't threaten any student. She didn't threaten anybody. And I need to say that because it's being told that we're so upset. But again, is there anybody that called to say, hey, they all have my phone number, they all have Linda's phone number? No one wanted to do that. But again, behind the shroud of all this other stuff, we'll say anything we want behind the keyboard. So I have the utmost respect for the people that came tonight to talk to me about it. And I applaud you for that. I do want you to know that the Cliffords love you. We've never demonstrated anything else other than that in the performance of this duty. And I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get some support from my board, but that's okay. I understand it's a tenuous position. But I'm gonna tell you one thing right now for sure. Anybody that has the Clifford last name that comes from our family is gonna support law enforcement. They're gonna support the endeavors of state, federal, and local law enforcement. That's what we do. I am a conservative, Christian, Republican, and I am proud of it. Not afraid to do that, not afraid to have a conversation with y'all. But I'm very disappointed in some of my friends that I'm looking at in the audience right now that were so disturbed by this, they couldn't have a conversation with me. I don't get it, so I guess I really know where my friends are, and I guess to me, this is more of a political statement against me. And it just makes me want to run for the board again and stay connected with the school district. And it makes me want to work even stronger. But I don't feel Glendora Forward is moving us forward like this. I think they're moving us backwards. I think this was divisive, and I think it could have been handled much better and had a conversation. Why are we afraid to talk instead of just getting on the internet and wanting just to say things and not even look at what it is? I just want to close out by saying this. There's nothing to do with Glendora's Unified School District. Again, nothing to do. You can, if you feel that it was, you have the right to feel that way, but it's not the fact. Did not happen. Happened because there was a group in town that wanted to thwart some law enforcement event that was happening in another city, and that's it. It had nothing to do with this town. And I believe in this democracy that we live in, Mrs. Clifford had the right to say, hey, if you don't want ICE to come, that's okay, that's your opinion. It's a social thing you're on. My opinion, she was brave too. My opinion is that I want them to keep coming because I want to feel protected. Maybe she didn't feel protected in that moment too. So there's always two sides, right? And that's why we have to have that dialogue. So I just wish that one of my friends from Glendora Forward, which I have, believe it or not, would have picked up the phone or come to my front door and sat down and have a conversation with me. I don't think that's funny. I think that's what's wrong. That's what creates divisiveness. Having conversations are good. So if the Clifford family offended you, we apologize for that, but we stand for what we believe in. Had nothing to do with the school board, did it? Nothing to do with the school board at all. In fact, again, I fail to see any harm or anything that was physically done to anybody in Glendora from something my wife posted about an event in Covina. They're not even connected. But there were a lot of people that made that leap. And when when I responded on social media, I didn't get anything back, of course. So I just wanted to say that, and I appreciate you letting me have that opportunity, but I really would have liked to just have the conversation for all the days that people were so upset, and they know Gary, and my phone number's listed, and I've been here a long time, and some people called me to make sure we were okay, but I think this thing went way too far for political reasons, and I understand that. I was born at night, but not last night. I understand what's happening in the political arena, but I want the Glendorans to know that I serve, and the students that depend on me for safety, that how many of you actually did that for a job? I did. I kept students safe, and I kept students out of harm's way for a living, and my family still does that. So there's no evidentiary value that anybody wants to harm anybody, and I'm going to continue to work hard for the school district, to represent this board, and to support law enforcement, and that should not be a surprise to anybody. All right? That's the end of my comments for tonight. Thank you for listening. Now, all that being said, I'm going to turn it over to the superintendent. And Mr. Superintendent, could you do me a favor and just tell our students that are here tonight how safe and how protected and all the things we put in place to make sure nothing bad happens to them at
That's
school?
true, and we certainly have policies to do that, and we have the people to support you at your sites. And if there is not someone, please reach out to us at the district office. We'll make sure that we match you up with someone to support you in whatever endeavor you may need. I would like to note that Mr. Paul Lopez is not here tonight because he received the CIF Champion of Character Award this evening. That is a big, big award, so give Mr. Lopez applause, even though he's not here. And we have 5 National Merit semifinalists. First time in Glendora High School history to have 5. Megan Angeles, Tessa Boyer, Aria Deshmut, Emily Lynn, and Yash Patel, congratulations. We had 12 other students receive commendations, meaning they were very, very close to being a National Merit semifinalist. We'll recognize our 5 National Merit semifinalists at the October 27th board meeting. Teacher of the Year luncheon, you heard about Mr. Love, that's outstanding, Teacher of the Year. And our Student Advisory Committee was last week. Great input from the students. Look forward to more. And we are looking forward to our Principal Administrator for a Day coming back after many years being gone on October 1st. That's all I have.
Anything from your staff or board? Dr. Osborne? Jennifer, anything else? Dr. Prince? All right. Well, that's good news. That moves us to item 5.1, which is a public hearing for the sufficiency of textbooks and instructional materials for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. And that's going to be followed with a discussion action of 6.1. So they're connected. The first one's going to be the hearing about it, and then the following 6.1 will be the vote for that public hearing. So 5.1, I would turn back to Dr. DeGrazia.
Yes, this is just to open the public hearing to see if there's any input on the sufficiency of textbooks and instructional materials and annual requests that we bring forward that details the instructional materials and textbooks that we utilize at each and every grade level. And it's detailed there by subject. Dr. Prince, anything else to add on that one? Nope.
Okay, so it's 5.1, the public hearing. I'll open the public hearing at 6:45. Is there any discussion on the sufficiency of the textbooks?
Just to check, Mr. Clifford, if your microphone is on, so we can pick that up.
It
And
is
this-
on.
Yeah, this is the actual resolution to bring forward, which is required by county and state procedures.
Okay. Is there any further comment or any discussion from the board? Is there a motion for approval?
I'll motion.
There's a motion. Is there a second? Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Okay, that was, that 5-0. We'll go to 6-2, which is a recommendation from the Board of Education to adopt the 25-26-05 in regards to supporting National Bullying Prevention Month. I will turn that over to Dr. DeGrazia.
Yes, this is our annual month, October, known as National Bullying Prevention Month, so we bring forward the resolution to denote that fact.
Thank you very much, sir. I'll bring it back to the board. Is there any discussion or any motion to approve 6.2?
I'll motion.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second for this resolution. Any further discussion? All those in favor of bullying prevention resolution, say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Passes 5-0. That brings us to item 7, which are the consent items. Tonight, the consent is 8.1 through 11.2, and all of that will happen with one motion. And for us tonight, that is approximately $2 million, a little bit over $2 million of consent items that have to do with paying teachers, paying consultants, buying books, taking care of the buildings, and all the things that we do to try to make this district move forward. So is there anybody that wants to pull anything off of the consent calendar? Yes.
I hadn't thought about this, and I probably should have mentioned it earlier, but can we pull 9.8? I would just, for the benefit of the community, just kind of explain that a little bit more.
You can pull it if you get a second. Is there a second for 9898?
I'll second.
All right, perfect. 98's pulled, so then may I have a motion for the entire consent calendar, which is items 8.1 through 11.2 minus 9.8?
I'll make a motion.
There's a motion. Is there a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there any opposition? All right, 9.8, trustee Garcia.
I just have, just kind of want a little briefing on what it is and what, basically what the San Gabriel Valley ROP does for our district and how we use them.
Yeah, so this one allows us to apply for the CTIG grant monies in partnership with San Gabriel Valley ROP. The benefit of that versus us going as a district is because when you are in the consortium with other districts, they blend your student populations. So it benefits us as a district because we qualify based on larger district numbers that have a larger unduplicated pupil percentage. So greater benefit, greater grant amounts when we partner with SGV ROP versus applying on our own.
And do we, as a district, have the personnel to be able to apply for those type of grants? Because I know that we've gotten quite a bit of funding from these grants from the ROP, and I just wanted to know, like, let's say we decided not to be with the ROP, should I say that? Would it be something that we would be able to do as a district?
With current staffing, that would be difficult to do.
I just kind of wanted, I think more than anything, I know the career technical education is something at top of community members' mind and are interested, they're very interested in making sure that we have career pathways available for our students. And I see the value of the ROP. I love seeing this, how we continue to work with them and the benefits of applying for these grants and the fact that we put all of our students together to potentially get more money. I find that extremely beneficial. So I just kind of wanted to pull that to highlight it and for the community just to be aware of that.
Roughly, does anybody, I don't mean to gotcha, but do we know roughly how much these grants have come out to?
I think this specific one is around $60-some-odd thousand, if I'm correct, for the CT grant.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of 9.8? Say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposition? Okay. We need a motion and a second. Wasn't there a motion? I thought we did a motion and a second minus that. Okay, I'll do that. I don't think you need it, but I'll do it again. Can we have a motion and a second for item number 9.8 on the consent item? Okay. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor? I thought somebody seconded it. Yeah. Yeah. Now, motion and a second? Are we good? Yep. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Okay. Any other business? All right, it is 6:51. We will adjourn this meeting. Thank you for your attendance.